Ladies and gentlemen, it is Tuesday night. Folks, spring is in the air. More importantly, spring football. We're going to talk about it because tonight, the baddest show in Bama content, period. The Bama Standard is back on the air. Thank you. Yes, sir. Before we get started, go ahead, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, show us some love. If you're in the live chat, get rowdy tonight. We got a great guest. We got a lot to talk about. Spring practice, like I said, is underway. If you're watching the replay, get in the comment section. Show us some love there. Let us know what you think. We got a lot to talk about tonight, but before we do, as always, we're brought to you by Workspace Solutions. If your business needs a digital presence or a full-fledged marketing team, these are the guys that you need to contact today after the show to get your business coached up. Visit them at workspacepros.com. I'm your host, Justin Riley, and tonight we're going to do something a little different. The greatest MC ever to be on a podcast, or even period, better than anything the WWE can offer. Stephen Smith is going to introduce the panel. Stephen Smith, do your thing.
All right, so we're going to start with the brother to the left of Justin. We got not only one of the just completely interesting minds when you talk about college football. He already's got his own thing, Week 0 Sports. If you're not familiar with that, check that out now. He's got the whole thing going. He's got the hair going right now, the shirt going right now. He's representing Alabama and Ole Miss, but Pete Golding, he is not a fan of you. We got the man filling in for the one Steve Brown, the star of the show. We got the Blitzer, Petty, Daniel Petty is in here. Pet in the building.
Dang, I feel like I need some smoke, like to run out of some smoke and rip my shirt off after that, man. Hell, I'm going to have to get on my guys on the final whistle. We got to hype it up after that, man. Crap. I'm glad to be here, man. Glad to
Matt
be
Cadell doesn't do it like that, does he?
No, man. I'm hype. I'm ready to get on kickoff team and go bust some heads. No, glad to be here with the main guys on the Bama Standard, man, as always.
And now to the bottom of Patty, we got, when I tell you the godfather of linebackers, the Al Pacino, the Al Capone, the Scarface, we talking about a guy that will kill, and will not be killed. We got the 1999 All-SEC of a 1999 SEC champion. As Justin said, to be the man, you got to beat the man, but he's the rock of the man because he's got something that you can't stop what's cooking in here. I think he taught Ray Lewis how to do the little Ray dancing and knocking people out. But we got Marvin, shut everything up, Constant in the building.
Hey, listen, I appreciate the intro, but I got to say it. Godfather and those words, they belong to DT and Bennett.
Ooh.
But I appreciate you, though.
Man, I think I just lost my job as the introducer of panelists.
How do you edit the show? Whoa, good gracious.
I just got demoted. I'm going to get a second
And
job.
There's me. Appreciate y'all for having me here.
Yes, the international sex symbol, Stephen M. Smith. But hey, we love you, Stephen M. Smith. And hey, we also love the fact you are Mr. On the Spot. You're in the middle of everything, mixing it up. Yesterday, you had a chance to hang out with Coach Debo. The Debo era is officially started. And what better way to kick this show off than get the depth chart rolling with the Stephen M. Smith.
All right, well, people, the Coach Kalen DeBoer era is here. Had his first press conference on yesterday to end day one of spring practice. People, he said a lot. He had a lot to say. And the number one phrase he kept repeating, Justin, you put it out there on social media, starting over. He kept saying it. We're starting over. We're starting fresh. Competition across the board. We want to put the best players out there on the field. We want guys pushing guys, like he kept saying that. And he talked about it. The mindset is going to be a lot of effort, a lot of energy, a lot of high IQ, a lot of attention to detail, a lot of playing fast, a lot of being physical, a lot of explosiveness, but being the best version of what we're trying to do out here on the field. And I enjoyed it. I mean, he brought up, the quarterback room because people want to talk about, of course, Jalen Milroe. He said, look, guys, Jalen Milroe took reps with the ones, but other guys took reps with the ones too. So it's a firm, competition everywhere. He brought up Keon Sapp, the transfer DB from Michigan, said that, hey, here's a guy that we look to be an impact player, in this system coming in here as a transfer. That there's a lot to like. He did not change the fourth quarter program. He did not tweak it up. He kept it exactly as Nick Saban has done it the last 17 years, but just the energy and the effort of the coaches and the players coming through that program. There's a lot to like. There's a lot to be excited about. The players are juiced up. The coaching staff juiced up. Like these cats are ready to flat go. I mean, you got guys that have changed their numbers, guys that have changed the spelling of their name on Jaheim Otis. You got early enrollees with new numbers. It is crazy. You got competition battles floating across the board. Tomorrow will be the first day with the media. I will get my first bird's eye look of spring practice on the sideline with Coach DeBoer, with the staff. Of course, the coaching staff, the defensive side of that staff, they'll speak tomorrow. So I'll get a chance to grab Coach Kane Womack, some of the defensive assistants, Freddie Roach, those guys, and a couple players to get their thoughts of it's early on. How are you feeling? What's the mentality like right now? But really enjoyed hearing Coach KD on Monday.
Hey, we had some other things happen here recently, didn't we? The showcase of the Immortals, the NFL Combine. The NFL Combine is better known as the Underwear Olympics. Yeah. We had some guys do some things, didn't we?
We did. I mean, Marvin's guy, Dallas QB killer Turner, basically just said I'm a top 15 pick bucket. I mean, ran a 4.47, 85-inch wingspan. I mean, that dude, 40.5-inch vert, 11-foot broad jump. We basically told Dallas, go home. Go home. You got your money. Go home. J.C. Latham did well. Terrion Arnold did very well. Now, yes, he was disappointed with his 4.5, 140. He'll clean that up at Pro Day. No big deal there. Jermaine Burton ran a 4.45 40. He had a 38.5-inch vert. Did some big stuff there. Chris Braswell surprised some people. Had the same 40 time as Will Anderson from the 2023 Combine. Braswell 4.6 flat. So some good stuff from all of the guys. Even, Will Reichert had some strong moments out there. The only two that didn't compete in the on-field drills, Kool-Aid McKinstry had a Jones fracture in his right foot, but he'll save everything for Pro Day. He'll be fine by then. Jace McClellan did do the bench press, but he'll save his on-field stuff to Pro Day as well. That'll be on March 20th. But the biggest star was obviously Dallas Turner.
Yeah, without a doubt. You can't have a better outing than that. Of course, other than our guy over there at Texas, wide receiver who set the combine record.
Xavier
in the
Worthy.
40. Worthy showing he's worthy. But
basically, Justin, Steve Sarkisian needed a Usain Bolt to beat Alabama. That's what we're saying.
So, yeah, but from what I understand, he didn't do it in Stacey Adams, so it doesn't count. That's what Steve Brown just texted me, folks. Again, Steve Brown is out tonight, folks. He is on location in New York, so pray for the city and state of New York. But before we kind of get into things, guys, let me go around the table real quick. Who do you feel like in the Underwear Olympics increased their value the most? And we'll start with Petty, then we'll go down to Marvin, then go down to Steven.
Ooh, that's tough because you automatically want to say Dallas, but I mean, he was already slated as a top 15 pick. I just think he probably insured himself as a top 10 pick. He outran a DB, he outran Arnold and Key, which is just insane at defensive end. Dude just made some daggum money. But I don't know. Maybe Braswell with his showing might have bumped himself up pretty good. Hard to say, but I mean Turner, man, good gracious. I'm like Steven, man. I'm blown away with what that dude did.
Marvin
knows this. Marvin's dude, man. Marvin, were you surprised at those numbers?
I was a little bit surprised with the 40, but not the rest of the numbers. I know he's an athletic specimen. I figured he'd run somewhere in the neighborhood of 4.55 to 4.6. Oh man, with that 4.4, listen, man, you're talking about top 15. I'm going to go top 8. And when you look at the terms of money, being a top 8 pick versus a top 15 pick, you're talking about a significant amount of money, millions of dollars that separate you from a top 8 to a top 15 pick. So I definitely think he puts some money in his pocket, and I wouldn't be shocked if he goes in top 8 picks.
Oh, yeah. And with 40-inch vertical, it shows he just didn't get good at running the 40 for the combine. Hone some skills, man. That shows another level of explosion. I mean, good Lord.
Not only the 40-inch vertical, you look at his wingspan, and you look at that 40, that get off. With all these fast, mobile quarterbacks, what do you need? You need a fast, mobile defensive end who can track them down. So that's why I said don't be surprised if he's a top 8 pick. Well, and look, if he's a top 5 pick.
The reason the the blindside tackle's the second highest paid player in the NFL is because defensive ends. And that's the Lawrence Taylors of the world.
And I'm going to go out on a limb and say that 40 probably did make him a top 5 pick. You look at the value that Will Anderson has proved. He is and was, from his time at Alabama, being the number 3 overall pick. And he only goes out to be defensive rookie of the year. So, and now you're talking about his running mate coming out, who was almost just as good as him. And again, he runs a faster 40 time. That wingspan and that vertical, that is a nightmare. So I wouldn't be surprised if he made himself a top 5 pick with that performance.
Yeah. Stephen Smith, are you going to follow the lead here, or do you have somebody else to go with?
I mean, obviously Dallas Turner, but for me, I thought Jermaine Burton made himself a good bit of money here due to the fact that you look at this. People talked about Xavier Worthy. People talked about A.D. Mitchell. People talked about several receivers at this combine. But for Jermaine Burton, and keep in mind, this is a Jermaine Burton that 2022, his first year at Bama, dropped a lot of balls. And we were wondering, does he have the hands? Is he good? Is he worth being here? And then the very next season, this past year, Burton did improve. He improved the hands, improved the routes, improved the production. Then he goes to the combine. He puts down a nice 4.45. He shows you, I got speed too. But he puts down,
But the one thing I'll say about him, I'm glad he did that, because I don't feel like, in his play, that speed has never shown in his play.
Right.
In his route running in game times, I would have swore he ran a 4.640, hands down. That's not even being funny. So to know that he runs a 4.440, that's a bonus, but that has to translate to game time as well.
It has to translate to game time, but then on top of that, you go down to, it translates to, okay, which team actually picks him up also. Because what type of scheme is he going to run? Are they going to look at him as a number 1 guy? Is he a number 2 guy? Is he a number 3 guy? Like, what is he going to be looked at? I was just pleased to see him go through that gauntlet drill well. I was pleased to see that he does have some hops on him. He did have a very strong 40 time of 4.45. So I thought, am I saying Jermaine Burton's a first round? Of course not. But at least that second round, day 2, he at least secured himself as a strong day 2, early mid second round guy.
Well, if that speed actually translated in game time, it probably would.
Now, Stephen Smith, I'm going to give you some grace because you took the guy I wanted to go with, but I will finish what you said and who he'll go to. He's going to be a Raven. He's the second coming of Steve Smith.
Yeah, he's very Steve Smith-like.
Very Steve Smith-like. Matter of fact, I'm excited, guys, because we have one of the baddest dudes to ever play fullback for Alabama, and he's part of our Ravens flock. Finally glad to get a freaking Raven on here. Stephen Smith is going to bring him on, but he is brought to you by Tidal Towel, folks. The season truly never ends. If you want to continue to celebrate the Crimson Tide and what they do, we need you right now to go to whitwillsports.com. Hey, we'll do you a little bit of a favor. If you enter in the promo code STANDARD, you get a nice little discount that only the guys here at the Bama Standard can provide. Stephen Smith, can't wait any longer. Bring in our guest.
We got right here the Alpha King right here. Alpha King, brother, right here. We're talking about one of the greatest players in Tuscaloosa County high history. One of the greatest fullbacks in Alabama football history. He blocked for some dudes toting that rock in the Mike Shula era. He was a bad man for them Baltimore Ravens. He's one of the most phenomenal businessmen I know. He gives back to the community like nobody's business. The brother stayed draped fresh to death. Got on this red hat right now. We're talking about the pride of Tuscaloosa, Alpha King. Ron McClain is in here.
Yes, sir.
What's going on? What's going on?
Now hold on.
Here we go.
Can y'all hear me? Y'all can hear me? Y'all can hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
We can hear you, but Marvin's offended right now, and he's about to let everybody know.
I'm not offended. I just want to say, you are, pride of Tuscaloosa County High School. Y'all do have me on your wall of fame. So, hey, I appreciate it. But
I don't even know how that happened.
When you're that good that your rival puts you on their wall of fame.
Like, that's crazy.
But through it all, you're finally on the right side of the law, coaching at Central High School. I knew you was going to come here.
In other words, he got saved and brought home. Okay.
Yes, indeed. Yes, I did. Man, how y'all doing tonight, man? How y'all feeling tonight?
Man, we good. Spring ball, buddy. We're excited. And we have you to kind of hit it off. We're excited.
Yeah, man. Spring. Yeah, I'm excited too. Spring ball. I'm excited for we got started over there at Central too, man, with our winter workout. So it's going pretty good. Good to be back in the weight room and around football. So I know them guys excited. And Alabama started kind of early this year, didn't it? With their spring and all that. So I see they didn't got started and all that.
Yeah, most definitely. But hey, I'm excited. We got some ball going. Before we get into what's going on now, LaRon, I want to give you an opportunity to talk about spring back in your day, about the intensity that was on the field with your running back room, and then what you were doing in practice to guys like D'Amico and Juwan and all those dudes. Man, talk to us about that work that you put in. And you probably made a couple of guys on your own team reconsider their life choices. But yeah, talk about the intensity of spring practice back in your day.
Oh man, I remember it used to be intense. It was a lot of, now, like I said, football is different now, with a lot of 11 personnel and, a lot of receivers. Back then, first and second down was 21 personnel, a 4-3 defense, and you block back is like, D'Amico Ryans and stuff like that, filling the gap every time. So, it used to be very intense, I used to take it out on Juwan though. I don't mean to say that on here. I used to take it out on Juwan when you go one-on-one. And everything, but that was my guy though. I mean, we was going at it in bowl practice, and he was telling me to chill out. I think I was going too hard on him, but that was my guy though. I ain't trying to go too hard on my guys in practice though, man, because I was just trying to wait out for the game. So it was pretty physical back then. Never truly wanted to do it.
No doubt. How intense was the competition between you and the rest of the guys in the running back room? I mean, you had some dudes. You, Castile, Darby, man, y'all had some guys. Jimmy Johns.
Yeah, I don't think it was pretty much, too much competition with us. I think it was just, a lot of we was a big family in there with Sparky Woods, man. That was probably one of my best, running back coaches I probably had, just on every level, just teaching me the game. He really got me ready for, the professional level. That's how I was so ready for my combine meeting and so ready, on first couple looked like I was already in the league them first couple of years when I got up there. But that was all because of Sparky Woods. But Sparky Woods kept us close-knit, pretty much. It was a bad room, though. I was telling people I was in that room with Ken Darby at the point in time, Glenn Coffey, Roy Upchurch, Jimmy Johns, Tim Castile, we had a great room at a point in time, man, So it showed too. I think it showed too, in our running game. Especially my senior year, me and Darby had a good year. Then Tim just, on goal line, we were scoring every time with me and Tim. And that. So that jumbo package was dangerous. We was talking about that at Tim Castile, Tim at his dad little foundation thing in Birmingham. Marvin hey, y'all should have seen Marvin, man. Marvin hit me so hard when we first got in there, man. And I thought Marvin was a brick wall. He hit me so hard. I said, hold up, man. What's going on? I thought somebody was trying to tackle me, man.
Not bad.
Marvin still got it, man. I think Marvin can still strap it on and play y'all. I'm telling y'all.
I'm only 210 right now, so that wouldn't work.
Man, rock solid. He probably like 210, muscle fat, probably like 2%.
Yeah, but
We're close. Yeah.
At 210, I'm not going in the middle of nobody defense.
I feel you, but hey, I'm the same way. I'm small too. There were people telling me, they like, man, you didn't play fullback. I said, I did, man. I said, they were like, man, my players and everything, they'll come up to me, they be like, Coach, I'll get you. I said, you probably could. You probably could right now. I pulled some in my bag yesterday trying to spot somebody's squad. See that? See what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Be 40.
I'm gonna need about 40. I'm gonna need to put about 40 pounds back on before I go in the middle.
Yeah, boss. Yeah. That's why I say I probably could block these little linebackers they got now, like in the NFL. But like right now at my side, trying to go block like James Harrison and you know what I'm saying, Lamar Woodley and them and all that. So no, I'm straight right now. I'm straight on that.
Oh, my boy
with
the Seahawks 55. What's his name?
Warner,
54 Warner. Yeah, you ain't finna block Warner.
Come on, man. No, none of them.
You ain't finna hit Fred Warner.
Man, you ain't about to, I mean, I just think about trying to block James Harrison at like 210, like something like that. Like he used to.
Bobby Wagner and them.
Yeah, that's different. Yeah, it's different. It's different. No, the game's so much faster now from when I played. You know what I'm saying? I told you back in the day when I played, it was 21 personnel. First and second down and third down, you knew it was 11 personnel, you know, but that's why I said it's fast paced now. No huddle, doing anything.
Hat on a hat. That's why we all beat up.
Hurting right now. Yes. I can't do nothing in the weight room, them guys. I can't even spot nobody, as you can see. I can't even spot nobody.
Get the icy hot.
I'm gonna pull some of my back. I'm gonna pull some of my back. I had to use that ice hot last night. That's why I said, look at that. On that back, man. No, it don't make no sense. No, I try to tell them, man, try to tell these kids now, like coaching them in high school, man, enjoy your young days. You know what I'm saying? And enjoy college when you go to college, man. You know what I'm saying? Because it'll come to a day you'll be feeling just like this.
They're going to realize after you play football for 20 plus years in life, it's days when sleeping hurt.
I'm telling you. Waking up hurting. Take a long time to get out of bed, man. I'm talking about take a long time to get out of bed.
It's a very calculated process. You got to move various body parts at one time individually. Because you move them all, you're screwed.
Man, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes. You move too fast, something happen. I'm telling you, I got a little pup in here too. So I'll be able to watch myself like running around here with the pup, you know what I'm saying, running around my legs and all that. I'll be like, man, slow down. I'll be able to put it up. I'll be scared I'm to tell my MCL or something, man, like for real.
Man, this segment brought to you by Life Alert, folks.
Hey, LaRon, you were saying your players said they could take you. Heck, half of them probably like you were one of the final. You were like a going extinct position. Half your players probably you say, "Hey, I played fullback in the NFL." They're like, "That's not a position. What you making that shit up?"
It's so crazy. Like what position I coach now? You know, I coach tight ends and I coach H-back. We don't even got no fullback. We call it H-back.
Yeah.
So it's like tight ends and H-back. So I'm just telling them. You know what I'm saying, how feels good was. And like I remember last year I'm explaining like before the spring game and I'm explaining to the tight ends, I'm like, you really gotta have like something like ticking up there, you know what I'm saying, to go in there and want to block a guy, you know what I'm saying, and try to, you know what I'm saying, block a guy for the guy that behind you. You really gotta block him pretty much. You really like an extra lineman. That's why I tell them, you know what I'm saying, just get it in your head, you're extra lineman. You gotta block first. I know for me, I tell the guys, like, the number one thing you got to do for me is block. They think they're going to come out there catch because we pass a lot too. But no, you got to be able to block at a point of attack. You got to block at a point of attack and do your thing, you know what I'm saying? So that's one thing I know I can do, block.
Yes.
Your life was sacrificing your body running into Marvin for dudes like Marvin for other dudes to get the glory.
And D'Amico and Ray Lewis.
Like I remember one time we had a scrimmage one time. It was my junior year. It's our junior year, and we running. I remember the play. It's got to be Queen right. I'm in a slot right here. You know what I'm saying, in the backfield. You know what I'm saying, in the Queen position. 50 slant. D'Amico Ryan's that wheel linebacker. I got to block him. Man, Miko filled that gap on me so hard, man. Like this going into my junior year, going into his senior year. So that's the type of competition it was. I remember that day, man. He came in with a forearm so vicious, man. I'm talking about like I think he knocked snot out my nose and everything that day. You know what I'm saying? That's like going into my senior. That's like going into my junior year. Like I'm like, man, like he's different. Like bro's a different breed. That's why I said he got me ready for. That's why that junior year was so smooth. You know what I'm saying? They senior year 2005. It was so. it was so dope, man. That defense that year was crazy.
McClain, so Laurent, when you look at it, this for these guys at Bama, this is their first spring practice. They're coming into it. They opening up the spring, new coaching staff, all of that. Going back to your first spring practice at Alabama, what was that like being out there with Coach Shula, with the guys you were with, that first spring practice, y'all getting after it?
Man, really still, I know me personally, I was still kind of like big-eyed going out there, seeing the guys, still just in all that, we're in college playing football, being from Tuscaloosa and playing for the college in Tuscaloosa, I be trying to tell people, I know probably Marvin feel this, Bo probably feel this too, just being a local kid from your school, from your city, man, then having the honor to go over there and play, for the University of Alabama and like, people just right there in the city getting to know you, that was amazing. So I know for me, I was big-eyed and, happy for it and, really ready to get out there and compete. I remember my first training camp because I started like a few weeks late because I waiting on the graduation exam. It was like I was really out there kind of like, kind of scared a little bit, like really like, trying to find my way, And that was different out there. I think Kaniz Wortham was out there then, man. Like it was so different. My freshman year, the guys that we had on the team, a few of the guys. So it was very different. It was very different. I ain't started getting my groove into that spring probably until like my junior year when it was like comfortable for me, like getting in, so but it was always a test, always a battle. That's why I say I don't know how they did it, while, Saban was there, but during Shula years, man, we had some of the best springs, like some of the best spring practices, some of the best competitions, So I try to tell people, I know and I want to get over here and say that I know we lost a lot, during those Shula years, but that was some of the best 4 years, man. Like I can, go back to describe, just the camaraderie that we had with the team. I know we lost a lot, but we was together as a team. That was a team right there. Like, and I'll be trying to think of like some of the best teams I was on, like playing football. Them 4 years at Alabama was one of them, especially that 03 class that came in.
Well, I can tell you this. The one thing about spring practice, if your ass ain't taking it personal, you're in the wrong damn place.
Come on now.
I'm telling you right now. Because spring practice, for some, will be where they take everything that they feel they deserve. For others, spring practice will be just another day in a mediocre career. But for those who go take what they deserve, it's going to show up in spring practice. I can promise you that. My freshman year, my first spring practice, I went out there with one purpose and one purpose only, to make sure that every person in that stadium, every coach on that staff, and everybody on that field knew, stay out of that dude way.
Yeah, I know Marvin was different coming into Alabama. He was different. My first man, I know I said Marvin was different coming into Alabama.
Yeah, he was.
I didn't even know he played fullback until he told me. I thought he was a linebacker like the whole time. But he said, "Man, I played fullback." So you were toting that rock a little bit. You was toting the rock.
I was always fullback, yes, and tailback. Yes, I did all that. But for me, I always knew I wanted to play defense. And my number one goal going into my first camp as a freshman was to hit the biggest person in the mouth on that team. And that was Chris Samuels, and I did that. And Chris,
he did that.
Me and Chris still laugh about it. Chris was like, "Yeah, I wasn't expecting that from a freshman." From the first day I walked on campus, I made sure they knew I wasn't here to play with y'all. So when we went into that spring, you got to understand. So I had Travis Carroll ahead of me, All-American.
Yeah.
Linebacker. So I knew going into that spring, there's only one way to take the job you want, sir. That's to do the work, leave no doubt, and shut everybody up. And I did that.
Thanks.
And 2 weeks after spring ended, Travis transferred to Florida.
Marvin,
had no choice.
You almost made me transfer out of high school football. Well, Ryan, I tell people that I moved from Jackson, Mississippi to Tuscaloosa, and I graduated in 98, same time as Marvin to Hillcrest.
Okay.
And Marvin was on, I didn't know much about the city or anything. Didn't even know our football schedule, but I played football. Marvin was on the cover of the Tuscaloosa News, sitting on the bench. He'd obviously got hurt. Somebody had busted him up. But he had his shoulder pads off, and he looked like damn Mike Tyson. And I was like, this dude plays high school football? And it said Central. And I immediately looked on our schedule, and Central wasn't on there. I was like, all right, we're good.
Yeah.
I won't retire now. I'll wait till I graduate to retire.
Somebody actually took a cheap shot on me and dove into my ankle. That's what happened.
Is that you remember what I'm talking about? That picture?
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. I was sitting on the table. I still with my shirt. I have that picture. It's on another picture that I have over there. But yeah, somebody took a cheap shot at me. Like, okay, so you're not gonna do it, when it's legal. You're gonna take a cheap shot on me? Come on, man.
Crazy.
Man, and I'm loving the intensity right now. And I felt like the past couple of years, we haven't had that Bama intensity that we're accustomed to. You look at the sidelines, a lot of times it was dead silence, but now it's not happening so much anymore. Yesterday, Coach DeBoer talked over and over again, emphasized the fact there was intensity. It didn't stop. No letdown. It just from beginning to end. Yeah, I know it's day one, guys. I get it. But how important right now is that we keep that intensity going forward? How does that set the tone? We'll start with LaRon, then we'll go to Marvin and Steven, and Petty will wrap this up.
I think like you gotta have, like, I just know me personally, coming into the building with me coaching like ball, I know like my part of my thing is enthusiasm, getting the guys going and stuff like that. I think that you had to keep that as a coach, for the culture of the team. So because it's gonna be some days, that, some dog days in camp, some dog days in spring training, some dog days in camp that you're gonna need that enthusiasm. You're gonna need that guy, a guy to come in, to hype you up, because you ain't gonna feel like coming in there banging and doing the same play over and over again. Marvin can contest to this, how training camp is, you get to a point then you get tired of hitting on each other. You ready to hit on somebody else. So you got to keep that enthusiasm going. I think it's a great thing. I think the first day was great from seeing the pictures. I ain't hear too much about everything that was going on, but I seen all the pictures, and you can see the new coach, man. You can see he on one every day. So I love it. I love it.
Yes, sir.
Listen, man. When I just said it has to be personal, if it's not personal, then that means you taking days off, because when it's personal to you, ain't no days off. Every day when you walk across that line, you know what you're walking out there to do, because it's personal. So more guys have to take it personal. And the moment we get 90% of that team to take it personal, we will be back to the Alabama of old.
I'll say this. I was looking at the fourth quarter program with Coach Shep and those guys in that video. And every last one of them guys in that fourth quarter program, led by Jalen Milroe, of course, were all taking that personal. There were some guys in there that said, we failed on the college football playoff stage. We didn't win that national championship. It's now 3 years where we didn't get that. We in a 3-year drought. And they understand, like, that's not the expectation to be in no 3-year drought. Them guys know how important this is.
Hey, Steven, don't get me wrong. I appreciate the opinion. You were there on site. But I'm going to be honest with you. Taking it personal in workouts means you're absolutely pissed to me. Right. Because nobody's hitting you in your mouth when you're working out. Yes, workouts are difficult, but it's even more difficult when you're getting your ass handed to you by a 300-pound man and you got to fight back. Again, workouts play a role in it. But no, you got to take it all personal. When you cross that line, if it ain't personal then, that's when it's going to show. Because, again, anybody can get through a workout. And I think that's been one of the biggest letdowns of this team. When they cross that line, everybody's not taking it personal.
You got a good point right there, boss. Like, for real, taking it personal. Yeah, taking it personal, like, real talk. Like, man, that's the key point, bro. Like, real, just taking it personal. Like, if it don't matter to you, if like I told one of my guys today, I was like, you should want to, let it all out the tank for the program. Have nothing left when you leave here. For the program, if you care enough for the program. And I coach like Coach Pippen always, DeMario Pippen, shout out to him. He always talking about, falling in love with the process, falling in love with the day by day, because the dog days of camp will go come, So like you said, man, you ain't taking it personal, man. You just don't care.
And again, the dog days of camp, buying into the process, all that's fine and cool, but it starts with you taking it personal on an individual level. Because if it's not personal to you, it don't matter what the rest of your team doing, because your effort is not going to match the effort and the intensity of your teammates that's taking it personal.
Facts.
Man in the mirror.
Yes, sir.
It's like putting a bicycle tire on a car. It ain't gonna work.
Yeah. Can't explain it any better.
Marvin, go back and coach, man. Go back and coach, Marvin.
Come on, man.
Strength
It's in you.
conditioning.
It's in you. Petty, before our top
I don't
fan
know why
comes
you're
on-
not coaching. Why you not coaching, Marvin?
Man,
'Cause
my
he can't
knees
go on
ain't
vacations
built for
every
all
3
that
weeks.
standing up. Well, that too, but my knees can't take all that standing
No,
up, man.
he-
and demonstrate.
can't
Oh my,
go-
bro, you got to coach, man. You need a coach, bro. Like you need to think about that. You need to think about that, man. Get into
I will
coaching,
take
man.
You
it.
can't
Consideration.
headbutt kids legally anymore.
Well, I wouldn't head, but I might shake the life out of them, though. My God.
Oh, Marvin will get canceled.
It
Eddie.
get like that sometimes, man. It get like that sometimes.
I can't disagree. Don Parker is all about your sermon, Marvin. $5 says thank you, Marvin. So there we go.
You're welcome, but I promise you, it's the truth. This is the time of the year that's going to make that team. Fall camp plays a role in it.
Yes,
Summer
sir.
workout plays a role in it. But right now, this is when this team is going to be made because you're going to have young guys coming in trying to earn the respect of the upperclassmen.
Yes,
You're going to
sir.
have guys who've been there for a while now who haven't been starters, fighting for positions, trying to get on the field. And you have guys that who've been starting for a while now, trying to keep their positions because there's a new coach. So with all those dynamics coming into play, you better be on your A game.
Also, Marvin, you got a new coach in here trying to prove himself in the SEC.
Well, that too. That's why I say there's so many different factors at play now. And if this team is going to be successful, it starts right now.
Boom.
Petty, we got our top fan waiting in the wings, but we got to let the baton be passed to you. What do you got?
Look, man, I don't as much fanfare and absolutely deservedly so is made about the Saban era and the players that came from it through that Alabama era. Because look, it's the greatest era in college football. But we got two guys on this show that predate that era, and you see that passion that they have for the process, for being part of the program. That's all about the A. That A was way before Saban. It's been going forever. And of course, he extended it and blew it up. But like you said, man, we got this new coach. This is the time, man. You got to take this shit personal. This means something. To take on what Saban just did, you're living up that standard. It's a standard that was already the biggest in college sports and maybe all of sports next to the dang New York Yankees. Then you do what Saban did. You got to live up to some stuff. So you got a coach that's proven himself, and you got some dudes out there that it has something to prove at the end of last year. And look, man, we're talking about a Final Four team having something to prove, but still they do, because the Bama Standard's not the Final Four. The Bama Standard's national championships.
Like,
There's
that's
still
crazy.
guys on that team. And again, y'all's passion, I think, shows everything. It's not just about what Saban built. It's about what that A stands for.
You are 100% correct, but there's one factor that a lot of people are not considering, and you hit it on the head. That's why I wanted to speak on it when you said it was a Final Four team, but not a championship team. Now you're going into a new unknown with Oklahoma and Texas joining the SEC and a 12-team playoff format. If Alabama does not make that 12-team playoff format, most will call this season a failure.
Yes.
So the pressures are on them because you can't use the BCS formula of only 2 teams or the old, formula of 14. Now you have 12 spots up for grabs. If you don't make it and Bama's outside that top 12, there's going to be hell to pay.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, speaking of paying, Kelly Weathersby has provided a nice donation of $19.99. Great quote here. Kobe always said, "You've got to love the grind." Amen, Kelly. Well, listen, someone who loves the grind are the fans who support this show and Alabama Nation. And during the off season, we have made it very important we include the fans in what we do. So we brought back one of the best segments ever, and that's the Bama Standard Top Fan. And tonight, I got another one coming right at you. He's actually one of the hottest podcast shows about Alabama out there, the host of JB Sports Talk, Talking Sports with JB. JB, welcome in, sir.
Oh,
Bama
man.
Standard.
What's good?
Oh, Lord.
Stephen M, what's happening?
Lord.
What's up, baby? What's up, JV?
What's going on, LaRon?
Yes, sir.
Hey, man,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Glad you're on the show, man. Quick thing to you, bro. We got both of us born in December, both of us born in 1984, man. So
Yeah,
hey,
you already know 84 was a great year. Yeah,
it was a great year. You know the vibe.
yes, sir. 84 was a great year. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. What's up to everybody
Really
in the panel, man? Marvin, what's good? What's good, brother?
Not much. Good deal, brother. What's going on? Roll Tide.
Roll Tide, man. Shouts out Title Tower. I know they represent.
Yes, sir. Our
Shout out to
Yes,
the
sir.
people at Title
Yes,
Tower.
sir.
Yeah. Justin, man, I appreciate you for getting me on here, dog.
Yes, sir, man. You have one of the hottest shows out there, brother. Like I said, we got to include you. We want to elevate you, as so many people have done for us. So we're going to give you the platform. We got a lot to talk about. We still got some great things as far as, talking about players being given the opportunity. They have to go out and earn it. So we're going to get to that. We're going to talk about Jalen Milroe just a little bit, but let's open the floor up to you. I know you got some questions. You've been thinking about it all day. Probably been thinking about it since last week when I told you you're coming on. Start us off, sir. What you got?
First off, man, let me commend you guys on this platform, man. Y'all do a great job every week, every show. I mean, this is something that was needed to hear from the former players and the current players. And I mean, much respect to y'all guys, man. First of all,
Appreciate that.
But yeah, man, LeBron, good to have you on the show. I got a question for you, bro.
Yes, sir.
In that 03 to 06 class, how was it like playing under Mike Shula?
No lie, like I just said earlier, man. People probably they'll probably look at the record and everything and probably be like, man, y'all won't win nothing. But I promise you, bro, that was some of the close type, team that we had, during that 03, 06 season. Even with us losing to Auburn that senior year and us coming to work out that next week and they fired Shula, like we were still in there, we were still in there. Still Joe Cons took over, bro. We were still in there, still a team and everything. We really was sad that Shula didn't come talk to us before he left, though. That was the worst. I'm gonna tell y'all, be 100 with y'all. That was the worst thing ever, though. That he didn't talk to us before he left, because we felt like, bro, we was in here with you, man. Like you recruited us in 03 when you got in here. We rolled it out with you. It's our senior year too. We finna leave too. But. He didn't see us. I didn't see Shula again until the combine, when I was at the combine that next year in Indianapolis. And he was the offensive coordinator for the Panthers.
Hey, LeRon, let me be the bearer of bad news. None of them talk to you, because when they fired Dubose, we heard about it. Next thing we know, Mal Moore talking to us. You don't ever get to talk to the coach when they fire him.
Like, bro, I don't understand that. Like, I swear, I swear this the first thing I asked, I was like, he didn't want to talk to us like before he left. He's like, no, he just left.
LeRon,
I was like, oh.
LeRon, we'll box up your items and ship them to you. Give us the and we'll see you later. We need you to exit the building right now. That's usually what I feel like.
Poor LeRon was standing in the practice facility like Will Smith. Ain't nobody, damn, man.
What's Shula?
Nobody gonna give just a hug, bye.
What's Shula? He ain't gonna tell us bye nothing. Just Burke though. He just did. But I understand why he was mad. He got gone. But we felt it though. I felt it like we felt it though. We felt it though. It was gonna happen, man. Then it happened. But the 4 years it was there, man. I felt like that 05 season, man. We had a great season. Combo champs. We beat Texas Tech. People don't know. Mike Leachnell was like averaging like 45 points a game that year. We shut them down that year. That 2005 defense was crazy. We scored the first play of the game with Keith Brown, out there in Dallas. So we went to a few bowl games. That's what I said, man. It was fun, though, them 4 years. Went to Hawaii our freshman year. Y'all remember that? I know we lost, but we went to Hawaii, though. That's my first, bro, like a kid from Northport, Alabama, going to the University of Alabama. I get to go to Hawaii? What?
I had a question for you. I couldn't get out, though. Hey, LeRon, I had one question for you. You started talking before I could get it out, though, man.
What up?
So, how did it feel after you and the equipment managers finished boxing up Coach Shula stuff to send to him? Did you take any of this stuff?
Bro, I don't even know how that process went with how they. I wonder how they fired him, because he got out of there fast. It was so fast, man. Shula was out of there, and we was practicing 2 days later with Joe Cons for the Independence Bowl.
I can see you now. This is a large. This a large. He don't need it no more. I can hold on to this.
It crazy from LeRon. They fired him he had just gotten the new contract from Singular too. Singular had just started to endorse that man. And
I don't know if y'all realize how our fan base works. So sometimes they will hire a U-Haul truck for your ass before you're out the door.
Bro, they were trying to get. But I try to tell people, I was 1-3 against Tennessee I was 0-8 against LSU and Auburn.
Man.
So that means I never. Bro, thank you, JB. I'm telling you, bro. I was like, I never beat LSU. I never beat Auburn. Like that sucked.
You didn't really have fun.
Damn, I just got depressed, Ron.
You see what I'm saying? Like, I want everybody that's on this pod right now through 2003 to 06. Y'all know Auburn was smacking us.
I was there. Year. I was there with you.
Auburn smacked us. LSU smacked us. I mean, we had LSU. Y'all remember, like, we beat LSU 05, double overtime. We beat LSU then, win the SEC championship, no matter what we do in Auburn that next week. But we fall against LSU. Then we go down to Auburn and give up 11 sacks. Chris Caps.
12.
I don't know what that feels like.
Chris Caps. I'm sorry to say that.
Bro, listen.
LeRon.
Chris Caps.
Listen.
LeRon, I got one question. Who was guarding Dwayne Bowe in the back of the end zone that day?
My God, bro. That I don't even know. Like, but if y'all would have seen that pass that Jamarcus Russell threw to Bo, it was like he attached it right to the 80. He put that ball in the perfect spot. It was third down. The only thing they was do is go kick the field goal and tie us up. We was gonna go to double overtime again, but he hit it on. I don't know who got him. They said Freddie supposed to drop a little deeper. Freddie Roach. I'm just playing, Freddie. Don't kid
Just kidding, Coach. I still want to come to practice.
You know his players are on this show pretty often.
Freddie don't kill me. Freddie don't kill me.
So what you're saying is it was cover 2, and Freddie was supposed to be
somebody
ashes.
Somebody's supposed to be somebody. I don't know, bro. It's just how the pass go. If you go back to that play, I don't know, man. I played offense. I just feel like we could have. I feel like in the offense, I feel like we should have had. I feel like the play calling in that overtime, we was playing it safe.
I got a better question. Why are they running cover 2 and Freddie's supposed to be between the hashes anyway on the in the end zone? I wouldn't be running no cover 2 in that situation.
Well, I don't even know. Like, hey, man, it was crazy, man. Third down. I thought I would have blitzed them. You know what I'm saying? What we were doing all night. But I swear, people, man, I could go back to so many games, man, that we played with the Shula era. That I know fans that, you know what I'm saying, during that era, I know y'all was frustrated, man. I know y'all was frustrated.
We drank a lot in the student section.
Oh my God. I know y'all were frustrated, man. Like, cause we were frustrated. We were frustrated too, because like we was running a pro style offense. Like, and people understand, like my freshman year, like we came into like it was pro style offense. Like that's why my rookie year at the Ravens was so easy. It was the same offense I've been running for 4 years. So it's like when I got on the board at the combine, they was like, "You already know this stuff?" I said, "I pretty much know all of it." Like, you know what I'm saying, the pro style offense that Shula brought in. So it was like that crazy though. You know what I'm saying? But fans, I just want to say, man, I apologize. During them years,
job, brother.
I did my job, but boy,
Petty was a closet Ole Miss fan during that time, so you did hurt his feelings in the overtime.
Y'all always beat Ole Miss.
That overtime win when you caught that 2-point conversion.
Yeah. I said, like, game winning touchdown. You know, Ole Miss overtime. You know, we had the Hounds too. Y'all remember we had the Hounds too jerseys?
Yes.
I still got my jersey. I wish they.
That's when they opened the zone, and I think I was the first person. And look, I wore Alabama to every game, but that one. And I show up to that, and somebody gave me a zone ticket, and I was on the elevator up, and I was in the back of the elevator, and I said, "I got y'all surrounded." Most got the joke, but there's that one dude that thought we're going to war, not football, and turned around and said, "That shit ain't funny." And I'm like, "All right, dude, you scored."
Okay,
like, I just did. I'm gonna drink some bourbon. And then I said, y'all beat Ole Miss like in your sleep, so it's gonna be okay. Like you're gonna win this game. And sure enough, man, you scored right in front of me. You scored in that end zone right there.
Yeah, man, that was crazy. I remember that night. That was crazy. That was a wild night, man. That's why I said it was some fun nights in Tuscaloosa, man. Fun nights in Tuscaloosa during the time.
Yeah, the night was over. I put on a Bama shirt and got drunk and had a good time. It was great.
Everybody wins, right?
We're going to the booth. That's what people don't understand when the booth was on the corner right there where that Rita's ice cream is right now. It's a Rita's ice cream place down on the strip right now. I don't even know what that is. That was the booth back in the day.
Yeah. You didn't go in that bathroom though, LaRon. That place.
Oh my God.
Listen.
Oh my God. That bathroom. Get out of there.
I'll give y'all a quick story on the booth.
Okay, so that's how long the booth been around. Look at that. Okay, let's go, Marvin.
When we were in the school, when I was in school, we had a signature shot in the booth that we would go take after games, and occasionally during the week, depending, if the schedule permitted.
The Wednesdays off, Tuesday night.
What I tell you, this has to been the worst shot in the history of shots. I don't know whose bright idea this was to come up with this shot. It was half tequila, Jose Cuervo, and half Tanqueray.
Yeah. They had a few in there. But I promise you, I probably never paid for nothing in the booth since I've been there. Like,
I'll tell you what, I get you a shot half tequila and half Tanqueray. It's on me.
I never paid for a drink in the booth. I don't think I ever paid for a drink in the booth. I paid for people drinks, but I never paid for one personally. Like,
he's a giver.
Like, so I said, that was crazy.
I do want to open up the floor for a question for everybody here, everybody involved. And we've kind of hinted about this throughout the show. Coach DeBoer said several times yesterday, we're starting over. So guys aren't going to be grandfathered in. We're setting the expectation that you're going to have to earn it. Guys, how important is it that starting positions are earned and not given? At the beginning of the Saban era, it was that way. He didn't care who you were. He sat you. Even starters. Prince Hall was a bad linebacker. Sat him. Didn't even care about it. So how important is it to set the tone with, we're going to open this up to everybody, no matter who it is. We'll start with LaRon, then we'll go to JB, then up to Petty, then Steven, and Marvin will finish it up.
Man, I think it's just setting your culture. You know what I'm saying? He has a big job coming in at the Saban, but him coming in, stating like, hey, this how we gonna do it now. You know what I'm saying? Him stating this standard, how the standard for to be. I salute him big time on that, because you gotta have that. You gotta establish, you know what I'm saying, your standard, your mission, what you want for the program when you come in. So I've all that. Like, we doing that right now, like on our level too. Like, we don't care if you started last year. You gotta come in and work right now and show us that you want to work for this season, because last year gone. You know what I'm saying? We're not worried about that. We got a 12-team playoff this year. We got to get in. You know what I'm saying? Just like Steven said earlier, been 3 years since we done won something, man. That's unheard of. So, you know what I'm saying? Our standard is different. You know what I'm saying? We're on the Bama Standard right now. Y'all know what the standard is. You know what I'm saying? Championships are nothing. Point blank.
JB,
straight
can you
up.
call that up?
Hey, you said a mouthful then. And also, I believe, we need to let Coach DeBoer do his job, and he's a winning coach. I feel like Greg Byrne, they already knew. They probably, him and Saban had the conversation, however it went. That's all I got. So, as we remember, Saban retired. Byrne was already in Seattle to get him, already ready for him. So, evidently, they know that's their guy. He's going to do it his way. He's been winning wherever he's been. And as a fans, we have to let them, embrace the change, let them do their job, and hopefully he can set that standard and keep it at that high level, and we can win games and compete for championships and get back to that national championship and win.
Love it. Petty.
No, man, all you hear about DeBoer is he's a winner. He's won everywhere he's been. He's won at the highest level. He's never had a losing season. And you don't ever know the secret sauce with a coach. But, man, one of the things that made Bama so special under Saban was iron sharpening iron. You brought in dudes to compete against dudes. I mean, the running back room was 3 deep with dudes going to the first round of the NFL, always over back. And so that's what made it great. And you're starting to hear those things from Coach DeBoer. Like, it's open. You're training, man. So those little things are the things that are starting to really excite me and say, yeah, this is why this guy's a winner and he's going to do it here too. Because, yeah, man, you got to have that competition. I don't care. And I look, there's guys that are going to win the job and probably, but yeah, man, you got to put them on the chopping block too. Like Marvin them say, man, everybody's up for competition. You got to have the competition. You got to have the fire if you're going to go to that next level. But man, what he's saying, it's early on, man. We're a day into practice, but when you're talking about that open competition, all the fire and intensity he's seeing from the guys out wanting to prove themselves, yeah, man, it's a lot to be excited about.
One thing I'm excited about is Kelly Weathersby with the 1999.
She's another one, man.
That's out, Kelly.
Marvin, you're going to have to take off your shirt and dance here in a minute, man.
Man. Kelly going hell tonight.
She said, we might not always like the coaches, but we love our players, RTR.
Yes, indeed.
Thank you, Kelly. Steven.
So here's my thought. And I think the one thing we all kind of want to see in spring practice is just certain positions stepping back up and asserting their dominance. Most important, number one, the defensive line. Like, we got so used to seeing guys like Jonathan Allen come through there, Sean Robinson come through there, guys like Deron Payne come through there, Quentin Williams come through there. You immediately knew that's a dude. That is a real dude. And that's number one. Fans want to see are those dudes still there? Like, can James Smith be one of those guys? Can Damon Payne be one of those guys? Can Jaheim Otis become one of those guys? Like, is that there? You look at the defensive secondary is going to be young, but who steps up and kind of takes control of that secondary? Is it Malachi Moore? Is the transfer Keon Sabb in here? You know, could we see a freshman start at corner and just, like Marvin said, wreck shop? Could we see one of these freshmen come in here and start at corner? So it's going to get back to guys at marquee positions stepping up and taking command of that marquee spot. And then a wide receiver. You haven't seen a wide receiver room since Judy Smith, Ruggs, Waddle, that group right there. So is there a number one wide receiver that can take something?
Marvin?
This will be the only time you ever hear me say this.
Oh, boy. Y'all listen to this.
Earlier, I said the guys have to take it personal. Yes, but they also have to not take it personal. When I say not take it personal, I've been a part of a coaching change before, so I know what that does. You get a new staff that comes in, and you got guys that have been there for 2 or 3 years that are used to doing things a certain way. Then the new coach comes in. Prime example, Franconi comes in with his people, and he tells Theo Sanders, I love Theo Sanders to death, one of my classmates, that the offense is going to be centered around him. Freddie's looking like, hold the hell up. I'm Freddie Millens. What do you mean? The offense is going to be focused around a tight end that has never even touched the field. So it was an adjustment for Freddie. The same for some of us on defense. You know, like I was hurt. You know, I was still going through what I was going through. But, you know, the new defensive coordinator is Carl Torbush, and he's telling me this. I said, hey, man, before, if I didn't like to play, I just changed it to whatever I knew we needed to run on the field. That was no longer an option. So when I say you have to take it personal but not take it personal, understand that these new coaches are coming in to learn you and do a job at the same time. And a part of that learning curve is they have to see what everyone is capable of. So even though you've been big dog number one all this time, you got to keep being big dog number one. But understand they're going to look at other guys to see if, in fact, you truly are big dog number one. And what's that separation curve look like between you and the next guy up?
Yeah, no doubt, no doubt. So let's turn our attention to Jalen Milroe. We saw the video here recently. We've seen some improvements, and I'm really excited about the fact he's actually going to have a quarterbacks coach probably for the first time in his whole career. So he's going to have somebody that is going to invest in his growth. And I'll start this with LeBron, then I'll get everybody else's thoughts on what their expectations are for Jalen. You got a chance to watch practices starting from last year, LeBron, and you watched his journey throughout the season. Kind of talk to us about what you saw way back then and then what you're seeing now. And then watching offense coming in, what is your expectation?
I think with like you said, man, we got a quarterback. I just like our head coach, man. Just his track record, where he been and how he's been with the quarterback. This is my main thing, man. He was up at IU with Michael Penix, and he got hurt on him. You know what I'm saying? He transferred up to Washington with him. The last 2 years he was up there in Washington with our new coach, my man went off. So I just feel like with Milroe finally getting a guy in here that knows the quarterback position, and like our offensive coordinator Nick, you know, he was a tight ends coach. You know, I follow all tight ends coaches around the thing, but he has an offensive mind that's out this world. You know what I'm saying? He's the new quarterback coach. So I just like Milroe got it all. Like why would he transfer when you got two quarterback gurus coming here to coach you? You know what I'm saying? And your head coach has nothing but a track winning record. He knows what to do with the quarterback. I would be in there in safety a little bit. Like I see why Milroe is so confident, you know what I'm saying, going there. Yes, I'm staying. Yes, I'm competing. Yes, I'm ready, you know what I'm saying, to take the rims to see, you know what I'm saying, if Austin Mack want to get this job from me. Because it's my job to give up. That's how I feel.
I like
It's
that.
Jalen Monroe's job to give up.
JB, you take the baton, then Petty, Steven, and Marvin.
I agree with you, LaRon. Also, Jalen kind of took the bull by the horns last year, took the team where they rallied behind him, went on that run after that Ole Miss game, and he got better and better every week. But now, like you say, he's got a quarterback guy, an offensive guy, head coach. He's got his guys, his system. And it's Jalen's job to learn that system, get better, take it from here. And spring game coming up, I don't want people to overreact because it's only spring. You still got May, June, July, August. So I think he's going to do what he has to do to make sure that job is here, solidify his spot, and the guys are going to rally behind him because the guys that came back to play ball. They didn't run away. They didn't run from the grind. And Milroe's got something to prove, and I think he's going to do it.
Love it. Petty, baton's yours. We know there are things that he needed to improve upon this past year. And let's just say he is able to knock that out because he has the confidence to do it. He's got the guys, the gurus, like we just talked about, to actually teach him and coach him up. If they're able to do that, that switch flips. What's the ceiling?
The ceiling's New York City before before the playoffs start. But you got to reach that ceiling. And look, man, I'll say this. If DeBoer, and I believe DeBoer, when DeBoer says this is open competition and what Marvin said, you got to also be able to take that they're giving other dudes shots. I think it's going to be, I think it's his to lose. But if he does win it coming out of spring, I think that's a great sign for him. I think we will see him probably in New York because that means he got a grasp of an offense that's light years ahead of any that he's played in, that he's able to take that passing game. He's able to go through the progressions. Look, man, I love Jalen, but there was things he had to work on in the passing game, going through his progressions, hitting those mid-range passes. Those are things you got to work on, and especially in this offense, because if you watch Washington's offense, it's not a one-read offense. They go to 3 different receivers. It is a big-time advanced offense, and as a quarterback, man, you got to be able to grasp it. And again, if he wins this job, we're going to be looking at a guy in New York. But if he doesn't grasp the offense, there's some dudes there chomping at the bits that can play, man. Mac, he didn't bring Mac, like you said, LaRon brought up, he didn't bring Mac for nothing, man. He brought Penix with him from Indiana to Washington. Mac came down here with him for a reason. And Mac, God, man, you talk about the underwear Olympics. He passes every freaking eye test. The dude's got to look. And, man, and there's some other guys. Dylan Lonergan, the guy's a baller. Ty Simpson showed some stuff. So I can't be more excited about competition in the spring practice and can't be more excited that if Milroe does win it, I'm confident that we got a quarterback that can be there, in a Heisman competition, but, again, he's got to grasp a very difficult offense. And so he's got a task ahead of him. And man, I go what JB said. Don't overreact to what you see in the spring. There's a lot to learn with this offense. So, we'll see. It's exciting.
Yes, Stephen M. Smith.
I'll say this. Jalen Milroe has a room around him of coaches that have either played the quarterback position or been around the quarterback position. He's got a head coach in Kalen DeBoer that knows the quarterback position. He's got Nick Sheridan that played quarterback at Michigan, for crying out loud. You got Mitch Dalen, who played quarterback. He's an analyst on staff. Then you got Brian Ellis, who played quarterback at UAB. He's a tight ends coach. Jalen's got nothing but guys around him that have played his position. Look at this wealth of knowledge he draws from. You go from just having Tommy Reese, who was way over his skis half the time, to now you got 4 to 5 dudes that know your position because they played it. Look at what Jalen draws from that. And then not to mention, you got Jamarcus Shepard, who played wide receiver, who's got some OC experience coming from Purdue, who is a wealth of knowledge with not just motivation, but with wide receivers. If I'm Jalen Milroe, I'm like, my God, where have you been all this time? This is his shot right here. This is a firm opportunity right here. All that Jalen Milroe has to do, and Marvin talked about it, those 10 to 15 yard passes.
Hey, man, don't be stealing my thunder.
Yeah, on either side of the boundary. If Jalen Milroe hits on that, if they can take him and uptick him on that, he's set to go. Because the deep ball, we saw what he did with that last year. We know what he can do athletically. If he can take those intermediate routes and uptick them a tad bit, mama, there he is.
Followed up, Marvin. Or did he take all your ideas?
No, he will never take all of my ideas because I got a different perspective on things. But okay. I'm going to say this, and I'm going to preface it with I'm giving it to you from a defensive player's perspective. So don't kill me. I'm just telling you how defensive players think. Like Steven just said, I've been saying it for a long time. Milroe struggles with those 10, 15, 20-yard throws, that dig, that crossing route, those intermediate throws. And as a defensive player, we know one thing going into a game plan. On a quarterback who has a strong arm, who struggles to make that, intermediate throw, 9 times out of 10, he's going to throw it long. So with that, we already know, okay, if he's going to try to fix it, he's going to short arm the throw, which means he's either going to throw it in the dirt or he's going to throw an interception to the underneath guy. So we will make sure to play extra hard on that underneath piece because we knew he's going to try to temper that throw down to where he can get it to his receivers, which in most cases is going to put that defensive player in a great position for interception. Because if he tries to throw it over his head and put it on the money, 9 times out of 10, he's overthrowing the guy or throwing it out of bounds. So as a defensive player, you know this. So it affects how you're going to play a play when you see certain things happening. It's okay, boom. I already know he's either going to overthrow this or he's going to throw the ball to me. So he definitely has to improve on that 10, 15, 20-yard intermediate throw as well as his reads. Because, again, if you can't get to your third progression, you're in trouble. If you're taking off after your first progression, you're going to screw your offensive play calling. What I mean by that is now you're going to be in bad situations, 2nd and long, 3rd and long. And what that does for a defense, that means we got to go right back out here after a 3 and out. You're going to kill your defense with 3 and outs. And by the time you get to the late 3rd, 4th quarter after so many 3 and outs, your defense is shot. And you got to realize something. Georgia's coming to play with tight ends and running backs. Texas is coming to play. Ole Miss is coming to play. And they have multiple players on their offensive side of the ball who can play. So they're still going to be fresh in the 4th quarter. So the best thing that Milroe can do is perfect those intermediate throws to save his defense and work on his reads to go through all of his progressions. Otherwise, you're going to wear your defense out. And by the time you get to the back half of the season, you're looking at an 8-4 record if you don't fix the small things now.
Hard hitting.
The big thing, Marvin, that Milroe does have going for him, he's got a brand new center that can snap this football.
Well, having a good center is one thing. But again, if you can't make that 10 to 15-yard throw and a defensive player knows it, all they're going to do is squat under or play underneath because they know you're going to throw it long. So it's like you're a self-check at this point. We don't have to worry about you completing this pass to this player because we know you're going to either throw it over his head or you're going to throw it to me.
Real quick before I turn over to JB, Salute J, LaRon, what is the hardest hit you ever had in college or pro? And I feel like Ray Lewis would be an answer to some of this, but go ahead.
Gotta be, right?
Man, let me see. Hardest hit. Man, I'm gonna tell y'all, AFC Championship 2008. We playing the Pittsburgh Steelers. I'm running 55 stutter. Me and Lorenzo Neal. I'm at halfback. Lorenzo Neal at fullback. Every time on 55 stutter, the coach always say, follow your fullback, follow your fullback, follow your fullback, follow your fullback. On this play right here, I see the backside open. I want to take the backside. I do not see James Harrison. James Harrison smoked me. Like, he hit me. That's how I know. I got up and I know snot was coming out my nose. Then it's like always at the bottom of my lip. It's at the bottom of my lip. Like I really got up and like came to the sideline. Then like I really like thinking like, oh my God, I never got hit that hard before ever. Like he smoked me. 55 stutter. I should have followed my fullback. I didn't. I tried to go backside. James Harrison smoked me. Like, oh my God, I ain't never got hit that hard. Like I know my helmet was like this on the side, like it's a little bit like, yeah, he got me. Like he got me. Like he got me right there. Like I never like got hit like that before, like running the ball. like James Harrison smoked me then. When the snot is below your lip, that's bad, bro.
Walked over there and said, "Holy shit, the program was a true story."
Yes, hey,
Word.
snot bubbles, that's real. That's
I didn't
real.
know that
Like,
was real.
if you really get hit like that, like he hit me, man, I swear I had snot like below my lip. I was like, oh my God, like what's going on, man? Like I ain't never got hit like that. Like James Harrison was different though. Like
Yes, he was.
a muscle, a big muscle.
Real quick, Ephraim Davis, $5 as a quarterback. Who would you fear the most, Cornelius Bennett or Derek Thomas? Ooh, Marvin, you want to take that one first?
Yeah.
Is that even fair to answer that?
That's
Marvin
all.
referenced both of them earlier. That's a good question.
Both?
Full circle.
And someone said, so Marvin has no faith in Milroe's progress. It's not that I don't have faith in his progress. We're not talking about a freshman or a sophomore here. We're talking about somebody who's been around for a few years here. So I'm just, again, speaking from a defensive player's perspective, it's hard when you have repeated 3 and outs. That's all I'm saying. But back to the main question. Coming off the end, I would probably hate to get hit by Bennett more than DT.
That's true. I agree with that.
Just ask Steve Barline.
Yes. Before JB takes us home, I want to remind
picture.
everybody, A-Day is coming up next month. And guess who's going to be there to bring it in the right way? The Bama Standard at the Paul W. Bryant Museum, 6 p.m. Central, 7 p.m. Eastern on the 12th. We need everybody packing that place out. So come see us, and we're going to make sure that you get it ushered in the right way. And LeRon, I think you're going to be there, right?
Yes, sir. I will be there. Man. I thank you for the opportunity, man, just to come on with y'all before A-Day, man. A-Day will be dope this year. You know, so I know everybody gonna come and want to see, you know what I'm saying, what Alabama got cooking and everything. So
Yes,
the Bama Standard, y'all be in that Bryant Museum on Friday, man, before A-Day. The Bryant Museum gonna be the Standard gonna be in there lit.
Yes, sir.
LeRon, I gotta say it one more time, boy. You look amazing in that Central Guild, boy. I knew.
Hey, man, you see me over here. See, shout out to Central High School, man, the Central Falcons, man. Our head coach, Mario Pittman, over there leading us, man. We having a good time over there right now, man. Like, he gave a good message at the practice today. Asking about, like, who are you? You know what I'm saying? He had 3 different parts with it, though. Like, who are you as a person? Who are you as a player? Then who are you as a team? You know what I'm saying? That guy been leading us in the right direction, man. I'm just glad to be on the staff, boss. You know what I'm saying? I'm just glad to be over there, you know what I'm saying, represent some real talk. You see, I got it on right now, baby.
Right.
I can talk a little trash since I'm on a TV screen away from you two monsters, but who's running Tuscaloosa right now in high school? What's that? Is it Hillcrest? Hillcrest team in T-Town right now, isn't it?
No, well, we won. Well, they gave us the city championship last year because we beat Bryant and Northridge. I don't think they even added Hillcrest or kind of high into it. They just go with the city, just with Northridge, Bryant, and Northridge, Bryant, and Central. You know what I'm saying? They do the city championship like that. But Hillcrest gonna be 7A next year, so they could go on up. We ain't got to worry about Hillcrest next year in our region. So
Hillcrest doesn't count anyway. They refused to play us when we were in high school. Every year we would try to play them for spring game, and they would never do it. Even Little Holt High School signed up to play us one year in the spring.
We didn't want to hurt you again, Marvin.
Man, daylights out of y'all, man.
I was tight end. I'd be crack blocking on you.
I never lost to Hillcrest. Never.
I never lost to No, we did play County High. We played County High. Y'all won state in 98. My final year, we played y'all 97. Yeah, it didn't go.
Yeah.
But we were the first team from Tuscaloosa to win it in 95.
I want to ask y'all, who was the last team in Tuscaloosa to win the state championship in Tuscaloosa?
Central 2007.
2007 Central Falcons. Hello. I'm see high now. They can say we got kind of our first game August 23rd, so y'all look out for that one too.
Be awesome. JB, you are our top fan this week, brother. So I'm gonna let you finish it out. I know you got a couple more questions left, so go ahead and get it in, and then we'll start to wind things down.
One more question for you, LeRon. I got one more, man. I know you played for the Ravens, fullback position at a very high level, but in 2008, you ran that 82-yard touchdown against the Cowboys. How did you feel after that, man?
Needed oxygen.
He sounded hurt by that, LaRon.
Bro, it's so crazy, man. That whole year in practice, man, it started in training camp. Every time I touched the ball, I was trying to go to the crib with it, like trying to go to the house with it. And I get about 70 down the field, and coach be like, come back. We got to run the next play. And I just come on back. That whole year, boss, I was setting up the whole year, like running that play. So I promise you, when I ran that play against Dallas, that 82-yarder, it was like a blur, though. It was like went like that fast for me. You know what I'm saying? Because like I done reimagined it. I remember that practice that week. Like I went like 90 one time and came right back. And went like 80 again. Like I was just so much in the groove in 2008. That run right there, bro, I'll never forget it. I know everything that went on in that run. I know the play call. I know everybody that was on the field then. I know the guy that Lorenzo Neal knocked out. I know the guy that I came up to Hamlin, tried to come up and tackle me, gave him a vicious stiff arm that you ain't never seen before in the history of the game. And I was the last person to score in Dallas Stadium, man. So, like the close that's the last person to store in Dallas Stadium, and they had to tear that thing down. You know what I'm saying? After that, you know what I'm saying?
You retired.
They scheduled us for that game. You know what I'm saying? It felt like that was an easy game that they could win. Emmitt Smith, Deion Sanders, Troy Aikman, Jay Novacek was one of my, you know what I'm saying, greats. Jay Novacek, fullback, was all in the end zone when I scored that 82-yarder.
LaRon, tell the truth. You see somebody that I know with an 8-piece from Popeyes. You was trying to get some chicken, baby. You got to come out, man. What a biscuit said.
You feel me? Where's my money? Where the chickens at, bro? That was the best field ever. When I talk, it's so crazy, man. That next year in training camp, Snoop Dogg came to training camp. He was like, "Man, the way that you closed down Dallas Stadium, man, I was so happy, bro." You know what I'm saying? It's crazy, man. Like eat lunch with Snoop that next year. You know what I'm saying? At training camp, like it was crazy, man. I got so many stories, bro. I had to come back on here and share them with y'all, bro. All those stories I got, man.
We're gonna hold you to it. We're gonna hold you to it.
So, yes, sir.
Folks, we've actually run out of time. So what we like to do, we like to pass it around the room and let everybody promote what they got outside of here. So y'all can follow them where they're at. We're going to let LaRon and JB do their thing last because they are our guests. As always, we start with Marvin Constant, 40-plus strong, and all his socials and his OnlyFans. I mean, his socials. Marvin, then we'll go to Stephen M., then Petty, then LaRon, and JB will close us out.
You can find me on Instagram, Constant45, Twitter, Constant451. There's a direct link to purchase my fitness book on both platforms. It's $15 on Amazon. 3 different 6-week workout programs you can write in to track your progress. Again, if you're looking to get that back in your life in your late 40s and your 50s, you want your spouse to look at you like something other than a bag of trash just sitting in a recliner, best $15 you ever spend. Because again, it's gonna bring you back to life, baby. 44 years old and still kicking, baby.
Got it. Yes, sir. Steven.
When I'm not reading Marvin's book, you can find me getting these Alabama football practices, which I'll be back out. I'll be out there tomorrow. We got the first spring practice the media will get, so I'll be out there with Coach DeBoer, with the staff, with the players. They're going to have us on, I think, field number 2 because field 1, the indoor, is still being reconstructed. Something happened out there. I don't know what happened. It wasn't me. So they're going to have me out there on field 2 and field 3. So we'll get some looks out there of the guys, see how they're going. They're going to have us out there after the flex period. So after flex, then we'll go out there. We'll get some camera shots, some video. We'll get up with the defensive coaching staff afterwards, and we'll get some pictures for everybody, some video for everybody. We'll chop it up, have different pieces of content going around because everybody's intrigued by what is this Alabama team going to look like, especially – yeah.
Sorry to interrupt you, but I have to speak in Birmingham next Saturday. Are they scrimmaging next Saturday?
I believe they are. I will fact check it, but I believe they are.
Let me know if they're scrimmaging next Saturday. I want to go. I'll pull up early. So.
Okay. But yeah, we're going to have all the assistant coaches to be able to speak to them because everybody's trying to figure out what's this offense going to look like, what this 4-2-5 defense is going to look like under Coach Womack. There was actually a photo on X a couple of days or yesterday of Quay Russaw in that wolf rush linebacker position. And that's a young man from Carver High School. He and James Smith. People have been waiting to see what are these two brothers going to do out here on that side of the ball. So tomorrow I will be at practice. I will be getting coaches. I will be getting players. Y'all be on social media. I will be having videos out there. So if you see a whole bunch of videos out there, just know Steven out there again doing work.
Nice.
I love it. Petty, man, the baton's yours. You got a show tonight too. You double duty. Working a double
duty tonight. I do want to say one thing real quick to LaRon. First of all, man, I think it says a lot about your character and what Alabama means to you and what you expect and what your expectations were to apologize to the fans earlier. I think that says the world. But you don't owe the fans any apology, because anybody that sat in that stadium and watched you play football knew that you laid every bit of your heart on there's no apologies needed when you do that, because we knew what you were about. We knew what kind of player you were, and we loved that you represented Alabama. So, man, as much as it says about your character, you don't owe any of us an apology for your time at Alabama.
Yeah, but I no lie, man. I wish we could have won a little bit more for y'all, man. God, bro. It was bad.
Hey, look, my wife was in the band at that time. She got to go to an Independence Bowl. Her sister was in the band during the Saban era. Got to go to the Rose Bowl. Got to go to New Orleans.
Oh my God! It was so. I bet that experience was so different. I know.
Yeah, it is. You know, but look, man, no apologies. We appreciate you, brother.
I went to the BTS Orange Bowl.
I did.
Yes, and you weren't allowed back because of what you did in downtown Miami.
Didn't tackle Tom Brady enough. But look, week 0, you catch me at Week 0 Sports X. I'm Petty_Daniel. We do week0sports.com. Check us out. We got shows that come out randomly in the off season. It's really sparse, but in the season we kind of kick it up. And also, man, in about 30 minutes, I'll be on the final whistle with my guys, Matt Caddell, the whole crew, Chris James, Dan, the man, Lushan, the whole crew. If I'm missing any of them, I'm sorry. I think I got them all. But, man, check us out. We got another show right after this. Awesome. But, man, ain't nothing like being on with you guys. I love Marvin, being on with guys like LaRon, Steven. God bless, man. I'm about to run through a wall after that intro, man. And JB, man, you're badass, dude. Like, love what you're doing. Follow this guy, energetic, taking off. Follow him out. So, man, appreciate it. Good to be with you guys again.
Yes, sir. Ron, we appreciate you being on, brother. Tell folks what you got coming up next and how they can find you on all social media.
Man, pretty much with me, man, every day, I'm dialed into, coaching football, just working with my foundation, the LaRon McClain Family Foundation on Instagram. You can follow me on Instagram, LaRon_McClain33 on Instagram. Pretty much, man, I'm coaching high school football and working through my foundation, trying to do whatever I can, to help disadvantaged families. My nonprofit is about helping programs that help families, a few programs that helped me and my mom growing up, and as a paying bills or taking care of medical expenses and stuff like that. So that's pretty much what I got going on. You'll see me at Central on my computer, man, working with my nonprofit, man. I appreciate y'all for having me on. I love the Bama Standard, man. Like, I've been watching it, for like every week. It's so crazy. I get in the car and say, I got a podcast to do today. One of my players say, what you finna be on the Standard, coach?
No way.
Like, yeah. I was like, yeah. They were like, oh, I watch it. I watch it all the time, coach. I was like, man, that's crazy. So
that's dope.
I appreciate y'all, man, and y'all platform, everything that y'all have built, just to get where y'all at, man. I salute y'all, man. Like, everything that you're doing. JB, I've been checking you out too, bro, up there. Everything that you're doing, Petty, I'm about to check y'all out right now. I did not know you was on the podcast with my guy Matt. Me and Matt was in the same. Matt was in the same class. That was my roommate. That's my roommate in college.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Matt's point. We gonna look. I'll be up for A-Day. We'll have to catch up, LaRon.
Yes, we got to, man. That was my roommate at Rose Towers, man. Room 309, man. Come on, man.
Man, that's okay. 309, the one they had to shut down. I got you.
Yeah, they had to shut it down. Hey, me and Matt that was crazy, man. But just being on with y'all, I can probably sit on here and talk to y'all for like 2-3 hours, man.
Hey, well, LaRon, I tell you what, come on our show. Come on the whistle and next time.
Let's do it. Let's do it, man. Let's do it. I'm with it, man. But, man, again, like I said, man, LaRon_McClain33 on IG and Facebook. You can find me on there in my foundation, LaRon McClain Family Foundation. Tap in with me, email, whatever you need to do, man. I'm still out here. I just thank God, man. I'm just out here, still living, to be honest, man. I thank God.
Amen.
Hey, Justin, before we get out of here, I got one more thing I want to add. I want to piggyback on what LeRon just said when he was talking about one of his players that he's going to be on the standard. To anybody who plays at Central or any other high school, man, the one thing I want to give you is, man, just know you can do whatever you want to do. LeRon brought this up earlier. Like the fact that we grew up in these small towns and went on to play at Alabama. He went on to play for the Ravens. I actually sold Cokes in Bryant-Denny as a kid. So to actually go from selling Cokes there to actually being a legend there, I mean, that's unfathomable. So, you know, to any kid out there listening, man, just know you are the master of your own destiny. You are going to write your own story. Don't let anybody, whether it's an adult, friend, classmate, or teacher, tell you differently. You are in control of you. Own it and make the most of it.
Love it. And I love Van Edwards right here. Justin Riley is the head of the table. Acknowledge me.
My God.
JB,
Bring it home.
JB, go ahead and give us what you got. Tell them what they can find it. And I'll ask a little follow-up question since I know you watched the WWE. Is Cody going to finish the story?
Cody ain't going to finish the story, but enough about that. LeRon, man, you say you love to talk with us, man. I got a podcast, Sports Talk with JB. I've been doing my thing. I got a new spinoff I'm gonna come up with called Life After Ball. I'm gonna get some players. I got me and Trevor Relaford. He's gonna be my first interview. Me and Trevor gonna do an interview probably later this week. It's gonna be on the YouTube. I'm gonna tap in with you, get you on there, and I got some more guys lined up. So, but y'all follow the YouTube channel, man. Subscribe to it. Sports Talking with JB. Shouts out to JT. He was on the show last week as a top fan. That's my partner. He's got the TikTok going, Roll Tide Nation, Talking Bama. We on there on Saturday nights. A-Day, y'all got y'all thing going. I will be there. JT will be there. My podcast partner, DJ Seaway. Shouts out to my girl, Carol Witt. She's got her thing going on. The Crimson Watch. Dope show. She does dope content. And shouts out to everybody watching, man. And I appreciate all the love and support. Y'all can follow me, Sports Talk JB, on all platforms. But make sure you subscribe to their YouTube channel.
Yes, sir. And that's to remind everybody, it goes without saying, we are the mega stars with everybody saying the Bama Standard. That'll do it for all of us here. We'll see you next week. Our guest will be none other than the legend, Derek Lassick. Till then, roll tide.
Oh, dang.
Roll Tide.
Roll Tide.